All right, so this new PADDLETEK paddle EXL-C, it's a little confusing. So I'm going to break down what's the difference between this versus the ALW versus Franklin's ALW. So before that, I've just been saying I've been giving away a lot of paddles and gear. So this is to the winner to make sure that the AI bots don't take over all the prizes and actual followers get stuff. DM me for your prize, and be sure to subscribe everyone else so you can get free stuff as well. Okay, cool. So now on to the actual review. I'll be comparing the PADDLETEK EXL-C 12.7 with the ALW 12.7. So first glance, they look oddly similar. Well, so does the ESQ, but it's slightly different, as well as Franklin's ALW-C45, which is also a little bit different. But check out the previous review for that information. But look at these things. Like, PADDLETEK released their new paddle, and it looks like literally exactly the same, right? Like, when I was looking at the dimensions, I couldn't really find much stuff online for the definitive one. It looks like their dimensions are different, but it's literally the same. Like, the face is exactly the same. There. I mean, the design is the same. The only thing they changed was the Made in USA logo here is now on the other side for Made in USA. And then you have a UPA certification, which, was the PADDLETEK ALW not UPA certified before? Anyways, it's UPA certified now. I'll have to check on if that wasn't the case before. I mean, ALW was using it. How is it not UPA certified? But that being said, look at this. So the only thing that I found different about these paddles, aside from the gameplay, which I'll actually talk about in a little bit, is the height difference. So it's a tad longer. So that's the EXL-C than the ALW. But what's odd is, like, on the handle, it says 5.25 handle for the ALW-C and 5.25 for the EXL-C. So they have the same exact face shape, slightly longer handle, and it plays a little different. So how does it play different? So I did side-by-side serves with all of these paddles, and even though they're similar, they play different. So let's go through it first. So first off, I tested the EXL-C and noticed that it has a lower launch trajectory angle than the ALW-C. So in terms of feel, they were both very similar. Very crisp, very aggressive paddles. But somehow this one just had a higher launch angle than the EXL-C. So if you want a lower launch angle but love the ALW, check out the Bantam EXL-C. I know it's a little bit cheaper in price. I guess the ALW is now retired and no longer on stock, but the EXL-C goes from $250 down to $200, and I think there's like a sale even going down that gets it even lower. So check out the description if that's still going on. But so those are the two. And then how does it play compared to the ESQC? So this one actually plays a little bit softer, and the shape is a little bit different. So if I'm comparing the shapes of the ESQC, so the height of the ALW versus this, so double check this ALW. Yep. The ESQC is slightly shorter, but it has a slightly wider, you see on the camera, slightly wider body. So looks like that's peculiar. The ESQC says that has a 5.5 handle. I guess it does have a 5.5 handle. Like, so if I hold the base of the, so if I hold the exact same bottom of the paddle together and I'm comparing them, the ALW has a higher face, slightly narrower, but then the ESQC has a longer handle. Let me just compare this with the other one. Okay, so it fits in line here. So that's kind of the ESQC, EXL-C here on this side has a handle that's kind of in between the ALW and the ESQ, but then the same face shape as the ALW. So this one, yeah, ESQC hits a little bit more, a little more plush between the ALW. And then I also went and checked out the C45 ALW. So the one that I tested, it was actually the 14. I didn't have the 12 to hit right now. But the way that I positioned this is actually right in between the ESQC and the ALW / EXL. So if you're looking for kind of an in-between feel between the ESQC and the ALW, check out the Franklin. That one's actually a little bit different to play, and then these are more aggressive to more control. So that's kind of what I noticed kind of between the two. Yeah, I'm kind of intrigued by the EXL-C. I don't know why they didn't come out with this earlier. Maybe Anna Leigh Waters had such a tight hold on PADDLETEK that she refused to let them change even the slightest of like lengths. So one thing about the ALW-C is that it doesn't optimize on dimensions of the paddle, right? It could have been wider or could have been taller to maximize the dimensions, but I think she just took a paddle that she liked and just kept it, and people bought it and they left it at that. But this is kind of the new upgraded version. If you like it, check it out. It actually optimizes the dimensions by adding a little bit more to the handle while retaining the same base shape for the Bantam ALW-C at a slightly cheaper price. So check the descriptions if you want one for yourself. It's a little bit cheaper now, and be sure to subscribe and like, comment, and maybe you'll win some of your own gear going forward in one of my future videos. Okay, see you guys next time.